What's going on, you guys? Welcome to episode number 2 of me documenting my progress on becoming a California real estate agent. My name is Brandon, and in this video I am going to go over on how to pass your real estate exam on your very first try. So if you guys can, please pause this video real quick, and if you can, please comment, like, and subscribe because it would mean the world to me. So let's get started. I'm going to make this super straightforward, and you guys can take this away. I went through the process already, and I currently passed last week on September 27th, 2019. So currently right now I'm just waiting to hang up my license with a broker, and from there you guys will start seeing weekly videos hopefully. Please don't quote me on that because some of you guys are going to be on me, but let's get started. Thank you guys. So tip number 1, super cliche, but it's super true. I wish I took better advantage of it, but you definitely need to just keep reading material, okay? Something that helped me, that made it a little easier for me, is that I actually went to live classes that I had an instructor that would go over topics, scenarios that would be on the California real estate exam, important stuff that you need to know that they're going to have topics on the actual physical exam, okay? So if you don't read and you don't keep it fresh in your mind, it's slowly going to fade away, okay? So whatever you hear from your instructor, whatever you hear from those YouTube videos that are going over a real estate exam for whatever state you be in, you definitely need to keep refreshing your mind, because the more you refresh it, the more it stays in your long-term memory instead of your short-term memory. Because if it's in your short-term memory and you do not brush up on it, it's going to go away, okay? The California real estate test for myself personally wasn't hard at all, but it definitely took me a long time to complete, just because the topics, the situations of the questions were definitely like puzzling and everything. And if you don't know terms, you don't know keywords, you don't know any of that, it's going to be pretty difficult. It's really a pass or fail test. In California, I believe it's about 53% pass the California real estate exam on the first try. I'm not sure about any other states, but I could probably imagine it's somewhere on the same boat. But yeah, definitely tip number 1 is you for sure want to keep reading, keeping your mind fresh, keep exercising that mind, because the more you do, it's gonna benefit you when you take that real estate. All right, so tip number 2 for all you guys is that you definitely want to utilize all your resources. What I did was I made sure that myself took a crash course. I took 2 crash courses actually, one like a month and a half before my exam, just to after all my classes were done, I just made sure to get my mind going to make sure that I knew that I was potentially going to be on the California real estate exam. But for sure you should take one the weekend before, because they usually host it on the weekends, both Saturday and Sunday. It's broken up into 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, just like I said, but it's from 9 to 5 both days, okay? And so what happens during these crash courses is that the first day on Saturday from 9 to 5 is that you will go over relevant topics, scenarios, all that good stuff, terms, all that stuff that have potential to be on the test, okay? So you want to make sure that you go to one of those, because it will get your mind going on what to expect when you actually take that real estate exam, okay? And then on Sunday, it's basically the same thing. The first half in the morning is that you will finish the material, whatever you guys are going through, and then you'll get about an hour break. And after the hour break, for whoever wanted to stay, I did the second time. I didn't do it the first time, but I probably should have. But I made sure to stay this time so I could take the mock test, okay? It's probably the most realistic thing that I can actually do to make sure that I knew what was coming. And then when I was taking it there, we made sure that, there's people around you instead of just taking it in my home, which I would just do it completely really fast. But I made sure to completely read every single question thoroughly, even though I knew the answer, because I took the mock test probably about 20 times, okay? And I was passing at about 85 to 90% before, I actually went to the exam. So I was pretty confident going in, okay? So you definitely want to make sure, even though you think you know the answer, read the whole question, just read the whole thing. Make sure you definitely read that whole question, and you gotta make sure you read every single answer choice, okay? Because there are probably 2 questions on there that they're probably both the right answer, but there's always going to be one question that is going to be the guaranteed right answer, okay? So that's tip number 2. Let's get on to tip number 3, and the last tip, because I told you guys this is going to be super straightforward. A lot of this stuff is cliche, but a lot of this stuff is super important. So my third and final tip is that you definitely, once you get into the exam, you definitely want to take your time, okay? So the California State Real Estate Exam, you have a whole 3 hours and 15 minutes to do 150 questions. You can definitely do that test 3 times if you really want to, honestly, in that span of time, okay? So this is what I did when I took the California Real Estate exam, September 27th, 2019. So I went over the whole 150 questions in about, I want to say like 45 minutes, and that is really fast, okay? If I pressed submit my test, I probably would have not passed, and I probably would not be making this video, and I couldn't put first try on this video, you know? So definitely you want to take your time. So after that 45 minutes, what I did is I took a little quick break. I got up and I used the bathroom, wanted to get some water, get my mind going again. And then I went back to the exam and I started looking over all my questions to make sure I didn't make any silly mistakes, because that would have been awful, especially if you got like a 68%, right? Like I said, you only need 70% in California. So 150 questions for 70% is only 105 correct. So you have a giant gap that you can make mistakes. You could get 45 questions wrong if you like. So what I did next is that I went through back to all those questions, and they gave us a little whiteboard, and I split it in half and I made a T-chart. On one side of the T-chart I put a check, and on the other side I put 2 checks, okay? On this side with just the check, I made sure to number all the questions that I knew what the answer was, but I just didn't want to think about it right now. And on the other side I would put 2 checks, and those are the questions I had no clue on. So that was definitely super beneficial for me. And yeah, definitely taking your time, utilizing all the materials that they give you, especially if they give you scratch paper or if they give you a whiteboard. I'm not sure how it is for any other states, but I would assume that's pretty close to the same. But yeah, that's the end of video number 2. I hope you guys really enjoyed. Please feel free to subscribe, comment, and like. This video is for you guys that are about to take your test or have any interest in getting your real estate license in any state. Feel free to reach out to me. I will totally help you guys out. No worries. You can always message me on Instagram. You can find that down below. Leave a comment, anything you guys like. I will see you with video number 3, hopefully real soon. Like I said, don't hold me accountable, but if I get enough subscribers and likes, I will for sure 100% make sure that happens for you guys. Thank you.